Step into the world of the Superpro podcast, where we lay out the blueprints of home service excellence. Join us as we break down the wins and struggles of pros who are at the top of their game. Put their wisdom into practice as you build your company's success. Today, Roland sits down with Doug Folsom, CEO of Westside Drain and Noble Septic Service. Westside is currently a team of 10, with 5 trucks and the goal of breaking $3 million in 2024. Doug shares how he got started, how he's grown his business, and how he finds new customers. He also shares some hiring tips, the latest crazy sewage story, and his role in a community cornhole sponsorship. The Superpro podcast is brought to you by Housecall Pro, the leading platform for the home service industry. Housecall Pro streamlines your workflows and simplifies everything from scheduling and dispatching to communication and billing. Join more than 40,000 home service pros who have already revolutionized their businesses. Work smarter with streamlined workflows, get organized with centralized information, and scale your business. Learn more at housecallpro.com. Let's dive into today's episode and uncover the secrets to success in the home service industry.
Hey everybody, my name is Roland Leitenberg. I'm one of the co-founders of Housecall Pro, and I'm excited to start off our Superpro podcast with one of our special guests, Doug Folsom. Doug, thanks for joining us. You're obviously in your truck and out on the jobs or in between jobs. Thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, happy to join you, and excited to get talking with you and let everybody know what this is all about.
Awesome. Well, let me start with tell me a little bit about Westside Drains. When did you start the company, and what made you start the company in the first place?
Yeah, so this company I actually purchased in 2019. My cousin's the one that started it in 2009. I came from a manufacturing background, a precision manufacturing background for 20 years, and I was tired of sitting behind a computer. So I just kind of got into this because I needed a change, and this was the change that I found, and it was a good fit.
How did you find Westside Drains to purchase? Talk to me about that process. It was an existing business, and then you took it over.
Family business. Existing business. My cousin is the one that started it. So I knew about it when he started it through years, and he was always trying to get me, hey, come work for me. I pay my guys a lot of money, and come work for me. Then finally, I think I only worked for him for 6 months, I think. And then I just kind of went all in and we did the purchase agreement and went from there. And then, 2 to 3 years after that, we bought another company, Noble Septic Service. So yeah, we're kind of jumping in.
So that's how Drain and Noble Septic Service came to merge together. That's how that happened.
Yeah. The owner, was aging out. He was old and retiring for Noble. He was already referring us a lot of business. Then we just kind of made a deal. He didn't want to sell us. We needed an extra truck is what it came down to. We needed another pump truck for when, to increase capacity. And so he didn't want to just sell us trucks, so we bought the whole business from him. So.
Well, that's awesome. So tell me about the structure of business. How many folks, just you? Tell me about office manager, techs, a little bit more.
Yeah, so it's basic structure of the employee, or basic structure of our company. We have 9 employees. We have 3 van techs, 1 pump truck tech, office manager, another office assistant, and then a shop manager, maintenance guy. So we're running 3 trucks, 3 vans, I should say, and then 1 to 2 pump trucks every day. So.
And where are you finding a lot of your business from? How are people finding out about you, or where is it coming from?
Yeah, the good thing about our industry is that it's a necessity. People find us. We do very little marketing. Mostly just community project type stuff. Honestly, majority of our leads are existing customers, referrals from other companies. other plumbers that don't do the things that we do, other companies that don't work on septic systems, and just the network of people that we've built up in the community.
Got it. And do you feel like you're spending, so it almost feels like you're spending not very little on marketing. It's a lot of just word of mouth and just being in the industry. Is there any kind of marketing out there that you're doing, or doing any paid marketing?
No, not currently. All the free stuff on Google we do.
Mhm.
Being paid for paid marketing, I guess, sponsoring baseball teams and community events. Just this next weekend, there's a cornhole tournament in town here. So we've sponsored that for, it's just little stuff like that. And so we're really thankful that grateful that we do not have to hit that marketing side yet. I mean, I feel it coming. As we expand and grow, is that, it's always I have too much work, not enough techs, or do I have, too many techs and, not enough work. So trying to find a balance.
I feel like that's always a seesaw, like you try hard, get a lot of work, and then all of a sudden you don't have enough guys. And then you've got so many guys, and then all of a sudden seasonality hits. Is there a season or seasonality to your side of the business?
We stay pretty consistent all year long. We do a lot of drain cleaning. So when the rains hit in Oregon here, there's a lot of drainage issues. So it kind of picks up a little bit after the first, heavy amounts of rain. We do a lot of home inspections for septic systems. So during the summer, that obviously picks up, and that's quite a bit of our work is home inspections. So.
Do you feel like from the home inspections you end up with a lot of clients long term, or is it really just an inspection work and then they go find somebody else?
Typically, I mean, it's a continuing maintenance situation, because septic tanks need to get pumped out, drains clog, so it's establishing those relationships, and it helps out. It's not just a one-time deal. It's, hopefully a lifetime customer that we're gaining from taking those jobs on. So.
Yeah. I feel like even for my own situation, there was a septic guy before us, that was servicing it, and we just got that contact and we just stayed with it because he knew everything about the septic system. And so we didn't have to go like relearn it or pay someone else to figure it out, or figure out where the leach lines are and how it's all put together. So that's definitely a really good aspect to your business that I think not all other businesses have, because it's more like episodic, but definitely once a year, once every 2 years, you gotta get that septic pumped out for sure. I can only imagine in Oregon too, a lot of the homes being on septic also. So, it's probably the same in different other parts of the country, but definitely true where we're at. What are some things that you think have led you to be so effective in like growing this team to the size that it is? Like what's part of that secret sauce? How do you do it?
Basically just hammering in customer service. I mean, we got a good group of guys that are friendly, smiles on their faces, personable. You got to think that it's an uneasy thing when, you're hiring somebody to come work on your house. They're inside your personal space. And I don't like people coming over to my house, and if the technicians, they're not friendly or whatnot, it just makes the experience not great. So, just working on being friendly, kind, treating everybody like family. That's really helped out. I mean, we get a lot of reviews. It's great. To have feedback. I probably get at least probably 2 customers on average will personally call me and say, "Hey, I left a review for you guys, but I also want to just call and thank you." And just say how great your team was and how friendly they were. So that's the biggest thing there, is just having a great team and, not good guys to,
do it.
Make the whole experience, easy. So,
I think, at Housecall Pro, we really want to make it so that all of the touch points, with the customers is something that, they typically wouldn't expect. And if you marry that with just friendly service and people that really care and are thoughtful when entering someone's home and doing work on their property, like those two things together yields like that result, which you're seeing, which is, those great reviews afterwards, both online and privately, like letting that's really great. how are you finding your employees? I feel like a lot of pros are always asking me, we're like, Roland, where do you get good employees? Are you finding someone that's from the industry or potentially from like a competitor in a previous area or someone moving in the area? Or are you training these guys and gals up from scratch?
Yeah, it's kind of a mix of both. Our current guys were pretty much in different industries. We only have one technician he came from a home inspection background, and they also did do some drain cleaning services. So he was already familiar with at least the processes and the equipment that he was using. So that was great. But as for everybody else, word of mouth, friends of friends, know this guy over here. And then LinkedIn's worked for us.
LinkedIn is unique. I don't know too many pros that are using LinkedIn for the recruiting side of things, but I can imagine for something that's maybe a little more technical and complicated, there's more folks like that online that you can find.
Yeah, leads are always hard for
I'm sure you've got some crazy stories out there in the field. Is there like one fun, crazy story that sticks out in your mind when I go, Doug, tell me your craziest story. Like what?
I lost the audio, Roland.
Oh, I think I lost you. Might have lost you here.
Oh, I got you now.
Oh, we're back. I was asking you, tell me your craziest story.
Oh man.
Or what's the story you tell over drink?
Or X-rated?
Whatever story you want. Whatever story you want.
We'll keep it PG-13, yeah, because I mean we see situations every day. People flush, crazy stuff down the drain, and stuff gets stuck in them. We'll leave it at that, right? That's one good thing about the job is that it's always something different. I mean, we've hauled 60,000 gallons of wastewater out of an apartment complex before, in a day. It's always the latest one that we had was a block in Portland. There was apartments up top. There was a bar on the main level, and then downstairs is just a storage area, and it was just full of sewage. It was just erupting out of the toilets, and it was just a mess. We had to get the pump trucks over there to pump it out even before we could, do any work over there to get started on clearing the drain. So, I mean, that's a weekly kind of occurrence. We just see terrible situations that companies and homes are in, and we make it better. So.
Yeah, I feel like in those moments, people are willing to pay whatever they need to get the situation solved, especially at bigger complexes. I can only imagine, getting the crew out there. Tell me a little bit about just what prompted you to look for software for your business. What was that moment when you were like, there's got to be like a better way? What was that initial moment?
Yeah, when I first started working for the company and transitioning over the owner operator, it was just me. I mean, I was taking the phone calls, I was doing the work in the field, I was writing up all the carbon copy invoices. It's mostly just a time management issue, an organizational thing. I can remember early on me driving one of the pump trucks. I had a helper with me that day, and he rolled down the window, and my whole schedule for the day flew out the window. It's like, okay, there goes all the jobs for today out the window. And it's just like, okay, and that's time to change. It's just makes things a lot more streamlined, really a lot more effective with your time during the day. All of our, service notes are all kind of we have a script or a can thing that we adjust a few things in there, and it just speeds the process up and just streamlines everything so we can get more jobs done during the day.
Yeah, and keep track of all the you've got multiple trucks on the road and the pump trucks, so that's a lot of different things going on at any given time. And remembering that on a piece of paper is probably not the best idea.
Oh and trying to schedule everything through, out a few weeks on paper it's just insane.
Yeah. Definitely not doable. What are some of the favorite features, or do you have a favorite feature within Housecall Pro that you think maybe is either underrated or overlooked by other folks, or something you particularly love?
Underrated feature for Housecall Pro. Let me think about that on a second. It's just sending out the quotes with the options is great. It makes us look more professional. It's been being able to add all the pictures to invoices, checklists to invoices. It's great too for the customers. Yeah, I don't know what else there would really that's underrated. I mean, there's so many new things that are coming in that's underutilized by me. It's hard to keep up with what's going on. So.
Yeah, we're definitely releasing a lot of new features, and we're constantly listening to our pros in the community and just trying to get feedback and trying to really understand. I know Pipeline is like a relatively new feature that we launched to help pros keep things sort of on what we call a Kanban board is what it's called, but there's a lot of automations in there. And then payroll is a big feature too that we just launched to help our pros pay their folks. And I think that's a big part of what it takes to run a service business is you've got a lot of people that you got to make sure get paid on time, and calculating commissions and clicking that button.
Yeah. I've been using
go ahead.
Yeah, I have been using the pipeline feature. That's nice for quotes, to keep track of the quotes, to make sure they keep moving, and just keeping track of the guys throughout the day. I could say, okay, this job started, and just kind of have a board up on the wall and just make sure that everything's progressing and that there's no issues throughout the day. So that has been a good thing to sign up for, and I like that feature a lot.
Do you have it up on like a TV in like the break room or in the office somewhere, and just on a screen?
That's future goals. We're not that fancy yet. It's just on my big monitor. So that's goals down the road is, just have a monitor or a TV set up and you just kind of watch it throughout the day and make sure everything's progressing. So.
Yeah, that feature is definitely inspired by looking at pros' offices and seeing the big whiteboards and seeing, the kind of the grids and like who's responsible for what job and moving those pieces over. I've also seen it to where folks have just all these different systems of folders hanging from the wall, which are like projects that need permits, projects, in this status, projects waiting on parts. And it's like, how do you keep track of all those things? And so Pipeline was meant to be like a digital version of that, to help pros keep things moving along, like you just said, which is like, there's a lot of moving pieces to any given business, and keeping that organized is important.
Nice. And be able to see it on one spot is great. So.
Yeah. All right. So I got my last question for you, Doug. If you had any advice for new pros that are looking to get either into the pipe, drain cleaning, septic space, what's that nugget that you want to leave them with? Something that you wish maybe you would have known, however many years ago.
Yeah. Customers are number one. I mean, without them, we have no jobs. Just respect them, treat them like family. That's worked for us. And it's just answer the phone, these people are in bad situations. It's a really stressful time when you have sewage backing up in your house, and just keep that in mind, is that these people are under a lot of stress. I mean, they say we've seen it on new construction builds. I mean, they have a brand new house and it's all flooded with sewage due to, a poor job doing plumbing. Just understand that how stressed these people are, and they need help. So just be compassionate about the situation that they're in.
Yeah, I think, any service business is a people business, right? And what you said is perfect, which is like, if you treat people with compassion in these like crummy situations, then, that's going to go really far. And obviously that's done great for your business and the reviews online that you've got. You're a perfect like 4.97 star, which is like as good as it gets. So you've definitely done something right. I appreciate all your time you spent sharing some little nuggets of wisdom here with our other super pros, with the other pros that are listening. And I really appreciate you using Housecall Pro, Doug, and trusting us to be a partner there. And thanks again for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Roland. It's nice talking with you, and I appreciate everything you do with the Housecall Pro community. So
awesome. We'll talk soon. Thanks, Doug.
all right, thanks.